This week is the National Crime Victims Week and the Crime Victims' Rights Week that was established in 1981 by President Ronald Reagan. Established in order to increase public awareness about the rights and the services that are available to victims of crime. And in fact, our own now past member of the Senate and the House of Representatives, William Van Regemorter, established the Crime Victims Fund here in the state of Michigan and was a champion for crime victims. As the chair of the Corrections and Judiciary Budgets, I have the unique opportunity and really the challenge to look at the very difficult issues surrounding crime victims and the issues that face those individuals who are affected by crime in our communities. And it isn't just those individuals who are directly impacted or their families, it's the communities themselves who are victims themselves. The Office for Victims, part of the United States Department of Justice, as well as state agencies, strive each day to support all of the victims by engaging communities and empowering those victims themselves. The Office for Victims maintains the Crime Victims Fund, which is financed by fines and penalties paid by convicted offenders. Gifts and donations and bequests are also included, and these are not straight tax dollars. They're from individuals who, in fact, have committed those crimes. And each April, we stop for a few moments to observe the National Crime Victim Rights Week, which this year falls, of course, April 19th through the 25th. In fact, tomorrow, here in the Capitol, there will be a vigil held in our West Wing and Rotunda of the Michigan State Capitol from 5 until 9 p.m. to honor crime victims and to remember those individuals who have been victims of crime in our communities. And in fact, it's important for each and every one of us. Why is it important? It's important because engaging our entire community will enable us to remember victims, as well as to expand options for services to ensure that those victims are not victimized yet another time. By promoting these victims' rights and honoring crime victims, we also advocate for those who cannot speak for themselves. It helps to increase the awareness about issues that we face in our communities, and it helps to include and encourage that victims' rights and laws are a part of what we do in the state of Michigan. We also provide technical assistance and training through publications and additional resources for law enforcement to provide support for victims and victims' families. After all, by listening and learning and understanding these victims, we have an ability to figure out just how best to serve, how best to provide support, and in what other ways we can help victims become not victims any longer, but instead survivors of tragedy and crime. So please join the members of the State of Michigan Senate and House, the Governor's Office, and many others throughout the state of Michigan who will come together tomorrow for Crime Victims Week in the West Wing and Rotunda from 5 until 9 p.m. And please, each and every one of us, take a moment to determine how we, in fact, can be helpful in creating survivors and not victims in our communities.